This is dictionary exercise number 3. And on dictionary exercise number 3, we are going to create a shopping list. And the entries are going to be items that we want to buy, and then those will be the keys, and then the value for each entry will be the quantity that we want to buy. And then we're going to make a second dictionary called inventory. And we had another inventory up above, and this one is going to wipe out inventory. So let's take a look at what we've got here. So here's our shopping list. And so this is a dictionary. It has 3 items in it, separated by commas. And I want to buy 3 bananas. I want to buy 5 apples. I want to buy 3 oranges. Okay. And the first thing I do is just print the shopping list, and here's the output down here. Then I create an inventory. And if you remember exercise number 2, we did that with 2 dictionaries instead of 1. We had one for the prices and one for the stock quantity. And here we're combining them. And this is what we're doing. So we've got an entry for banana, and it has, its entry is a list that has 2 items. And the first item is the price, and the second item is the quantity. So if we make a list of our data item here, then we can accomplish with 1 dictionary what took 2 dictionaries a little bit ago when we were doing this other one. So if you compare these numbers with the numbers down here on the next row, the 4 and the 6, the 2 and the 0, the 1.5, the 32, the 3 and the 15, those are all the same numbers that we have down here. So it's just another way of doing it, probably a better way of doing it, because we're kind of keeping all of our data together instead of scattering it out among different data structures. Okay, then the next thing we're supposed to do on this is define a function called compute bill, which will take 2 arguments, the shopping list and the inventory, and it will compute and return the total bill. Okay, and it doesn't say anything here about not having any apples. So there's 2 ways to interpret this. One is take the 5 and multiply it by $2, even though they don't have any, or compare this number with what they have in stock, and if it is less than what they have in stock, you know, then just buy whatever they have left. Okay, so we've got our function called compute bill here, and it's going to get a shopping list, it's going to get an inventory list, and those are the 2 things that it's going to get passed in as arguments. So here's our colon at the end of the function declaration. Now I didn't have to do this, but the reason I did this is because basically I just initialized shopping list to its value up here, and I initialized inventory to its value up here. So basically I just copied line number 297 and line number 301 down here. And the reason I did that is while I'm writing the function now, I can easily look at my shopping list argument, and I can look at my inventory argument, and it makes it easier for me to remember the structure of them, and that will make it easier for me to write the code. So I'm trying to figure out total bill. So I've got to initialize the total variable to 0, and then I want to go through each shopping list key. So first I want to look at banana, then I want to look at apple, and then I want to look at orange. And as I do that, I want to take that number and multiply it by the first number here, because that is the cost. So 3 times 4 would be 12, 5 times 2 would be 10, so add those together you get 22, and 3 times 1.5 is 4.5, so it looks like 2650 is what a result should be. If we look down here, that's what we get. So my loop takes each key in the shopping list, banana, apple, orange, and it takes the shopping list and it uses the key. First time it's banana, so this says get the banana value, the number of bananas I want to buy, multiply it by the 0th item, which is the cost of the list that key points to in the dictionary. So if you kind of break this down, inventory says go to the dictionary, and then the key in square brackets means find the right key, and first time through the loop it'll be banana, and then take the 0th item. So we know that we've got a list here, and we can access the 0th item and the first item in the list. Okay, so let's go ahead and, well, we don't need to run it. Here's the output down here. Okay, so we get 26.50 if we do that. Now, we're assuming here that we could buy 5 apples at $2 a piece. Well, they don't have 5 apples. They don't have any. So let's go in here, and we're only going to do this. I got to go to the end of the comment here, I guess. And we're going to add on to the total if there is enough in inventory. So if, let me see, inventory for this key, let's be banana the first time, and the quantity is item number 1 in the list, not item 0. So I want to go to item number 1. So that right there, first time through the loop, will take me to inventory, banana, and then item 0, item 1 is 6. And so that's the quantity. And I'm going to do, if it is, if the inventory is greater than or equal to what I want to buy, which is on my shopping list, and it is at the key position in my shopping list, then, and I do not need this, I'm writing in the wrong language here. Then I want to go ahead and do this total business. And yeah, I put an extra parenthesis in there. I'm not sure what I was doing. So now it will calculate and add on the total if there are enough there, if there's something there that I can buy. Now, what if it is, what if there's not enough for me to buy? Well, I need else. And doing an indent of 4 here. I'm not sure why I did 3 on that one. So else, so this means there is not enough left. And so if there's not, we will just take whatever they have. Okay, so if I wanted 3 and they've only got 1, I'll take the 1. If I wanted 5, like I want for apples up here, and they have 0, well, then I'll take 0, just multiply 0 times the quantity. So total plus equals my shopping list item, the number that I want to buy, multiplied by, I'm sorry, not the item that I want to buy, the amount that they have, which would be inventory. And it's the key, and it's going to be item number 1 is the quantity times the price, which is inventory key sub 0. And I missed the 0. Okay, so with Apple being 5 of them, but they don't have any, and Apple's being $2 a piece, if I run this now, instead of getting $26.50, I should get $10 less. I should get $16.50. Let's go ahead and run this. When we get to the bottom, we're going to have to back up a little bit here. And yep, we get $16.50 instead of $26.50. And likewise, if we have more than, if we want more, say I want 10 of these, but they've only got 4, then I'm going to buy all 4. And I had a 3 there before, and they're $6. This should be $6 more. It should be $22.50 when I run it now. Let's go ahead and run it, and let's see what we get. And I do not get $22.50, so I must have done something wrong here. Well, I figured out what I did wrong. I changed the argument. I didn't change the value back here, so let's change my shopping. That's what's actually getting passed in. These default values down here are only used if we don't pass any arguments in, but we are passing them in. So now let's try to run it. And so if we want 10, and I think I had this backwards, 6 is the quantity. So I'll be able to buy 6 of those at $4 is 24. and then 3 oranges at $1.50. So it looks like I should get $28.50 if I run that. So let's go ahead and run it. And when we get done, we will scroll back up and see if we get $28.50, and we do. So yeah, I was changing the argument, and what I meant to change was the actual value back in the calling program. And that's probably enough for this video, so we will continue with other problems in the next video.